Zunday, Zunday, Zunday. Comics and stuff every Zunday. Zunday, Zunday, Zunday. Starring Ziggy and Captain Conti. Meet Captain Conti, I'm the skipper of the ship. While Ziggy is mostly around for antics. Why did they name it Funny Books anyway? Because Antixney Books is a really, really stupid name. And it's really hard to say. Zunday, Zunday, Gabingi. TGIZ, thank God it's Ziggy. Funny Books Comics on YouTube. Not really sponsored by Yoo-Hoo. Don't you dare miss a single episode of Zunday. Don't you miss an episode. Welcome to Zunday.
Welcome to Zunday. So, there's one thing that I always notice whenever you do that song, but I always forget by the time you're done singing.
I keep looking at you, and it's a solo on me.
Well, no, you do that, but no, in the lyrics.
Yes.
I think it's the second line where you say, "Zunday, Zunday, Zundy."
Yeah.
I always notice that you say undie, like undies.
I do.
Well, yeah, because Zundy.
Zundy, and you think undies.
And I think undies. Yeah. Every
now
time.
I'm going to be thinking undies.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I changed the line. Instead of comics and nonsense, I changed it to comics and stuff. Because it more matches our branding, and stuff includes nonsense.
Right.
Stuff includes everything, so nonsense is included. And I think for our branding, and I think enough, there's, the nonsense is obvious.
The nonsense is overwhelming. Beyond obvious.
So in the song, I'm the skipper of the ship.
Yeah.
But I'm Captain Conti, and I am still waffling over Skipper Steve and Captain Conti. I really don't know what my identity is right now.
I mean, you can be both.
I can be both. I think I might be both. Well, first of all, I do have your long introduction, but I want to say that next week will be the season 2 finale.
Season 2 finale
of Zunday. So maybe I'll come back as Skipper Steve.
I'd say that we have something big planned, but I make a point to not know what we have planned.
And I make it a point not to plan anything until the very last second. That's when inspiration strikes me.
Next week is not a Jets?
Is there a Jet game? It's November 10th.
Oh.
No, today's the 10th. 17th. Is there a Jet game?
I think so.
That would make this the season finale. Is anyone chatting yet?
No one's chatting, no.
Okay, maybe if
but
someone
I can't check anything.
If someone is watching, can they check to see if next week 11/17 is a home Jet game at 1:00?
I think it is.
I'm not sure. If that's
I would
the
check
case,
my phone, but my phone's the camera.
If that's I know, and I don't. You want to check my phone?
Go to the internet, and then I'll Google it.
Okay.
Well, we should know which is the season finale.
You can do it if you want. I hate looking at those schedules. So anyway, so Skipper Steve or Captain Conti. Maybe I'll leave it up to a vote someday. So while I can introduce you while you're doing that. This is the Gilligan to my skipper, the man who puts the Z in Zunday and the 2 G's in Gabingi.
Sunday, November 17th, 1:00.
This is the season finale.
Welcome to the season finale
of Zunday,
season 2 of Zunday.
Welcome to the season finale. And starring Skipper Steve and the proud owner of over 300 Star Wars Funko Pops. The leading voice in affirming it's Captain Marvel, not Shazam. The guy who thinks only things that are terrible. A man who enjoys Little Sebastian, Jar Jar Binks, Power Packs, and very short walks to the beach, to the blanket, to the water, and back. I mean, from the blanket to the water and back. You got to get to the blanket at some point, though. You got to walk to the blanket.
Yeah, we have to start at
Yes, he's the friendly face behind the Funny Books counter every Sunday, noon to 5, except for the next 3 weeks.
That's right.
We'll have to have someone else here for 3 weeks. Oh, no.
We have a football game. And then holiday, I'm going to be away. Yes,
exactly. So basically, next week, November 17th, is the home Jet game. The following weekend, November 24th, is the Sunday before Thanksgiving. You're going to be away.
Yes.
And get this, the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend is December 1st.
It's December 1st.
It's in December.
Which I will still be away.
And you'll still be away. So we'll come back December 8th
for season 3.
Unless there's a Jet game. I didn't look that up. All right, so what is that?
I was just getting your Face ID.
Oh. Does it do it with my hat and my glasses?
Yeah.
Wow.
They are away on the 8th.
Okay.
They are away on the 8th.
Good.
They're home on the 1st, but I will be away. So
okay. Well, speaking of Thanksgiving weekend, of course, why don't we just talk about this for 1 second? Small Business Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, so the day after Black Friday is Small Business Saturday. We hope everyone will come here and shop, either for somebody or you'll send somebody here for you. Mm-hmm. And in that case, you might want to let them know what you're looking for.
Or you send somebody here for somebody for you.
Send somebody here for somebody for you. I don't get that at all.
Well, you could send somebody for you, and then that person could also not want to go, so they can send somebody else.
What do you mean not want to go? To Funny Books?
Or I just, maybe just out of the house.
So we're doing Small Business Saturday, no Black Friday. We do kind of Black Friday is kind of a setup for Small Business Saturday. Yeah. I would honor the Small Business Saturday deals on Black Friday, but I generally don't know what they are yet. I really do work very closely with the wire.
That was not a promise.
Right. And one of the reasons I do that is I always feel guilty if I'm having a sale the next day and someone's coming in and buying something and I know what the sale is the next day.
Right.
I always cave. I'm always like, look, we're having a sale tomorrow. I'll give you the sale today. Right? So that's why I try not to make up the sale until the night after I close, before the next day when the sale is.
Because you can't give somebody a sale that you don't know what it'll be.
Right.
Yeah.
Very well spoken, Ziggy. Very well said. Hey, we're going to start things off early with the Yoo-Hoo Toast.
The Yoo-Hoo Toast right away?
Right away. I am.
Because that usually happens around 11:20ish.
We're changing things up for the season finale. Planned ahead.
Big season finale.
And this is what episode is it? 11?
11. This was an 11 episode. This was a Netflix level season.
11 episodes. Yes. So, it's organic.
Organic?
Organic.
Organic.
It's our length of season is determined by outside forces that we don't control. And so this is it. And,
we thought about at one point last week being the season finale, because the two storylines of this season were Funnyrama and Halloween.
Yes.
So
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Those were the big storylines. And so last week was really the last point where we're talking about,
we have a little carryover.
Well, this is the epilogue episode.
Epilogue episode. Ooh, I like the alliteration in that. Yes. Also, this season, if you remember, we began the Yoo-Hoo Toast.
Right.
Right? Because it used to be just a Yoo-Hoo. And do you remember our first Yoo-Hoo Toast? I remember it.
Our first Yoo-Hoo Toast wasn't to Yoo-Hoo?
No, our first Yoo-Hoo Toast was to Anna.
Oh.
Going to college.
Going to college.
Yep.
Yes.
That was our first Yoo-Hoo Toast. I didn't really look it up. I just remember it as being like, let's do a toast this time with our Yoo-Hoo. And off the top of my head, we have done Yoo-Hoo Toast to the fans of Funny Books.
Yes.
We did a Yoo-Hoo Toast to John Cassidy.
Yes.
We did one for Greg Hildebrandt. Yes. I think we did Kevin the Kid for his birthday, I want to say. Pretty sure.
Maybe, yeah.
I think we did a toast to Funnyrama. Like itself, right?
Yes.
And this I think that's all the toasts we've done so far.
Well, we've done 11 of them.
No, we didn't start with the first.
We didn't start with.
No, it was in the middle of the season that we started it. Yeah.
You sure about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, when Anna went to college, it was probably the first week of September. So there haven't been 11 Zundays since then, I don't think. Right?
Maybe not.
Right. So anyway, this is a special You who toast to.
I don't even know what we're toasting.
This is to our gal Val.
Oh, that's right. I did know that.
Yes, it's our gal Val. It's happy birthday, Valerie. Toast time. Funny Books Gal Val. Cheers.
Wait. Oh, there we go.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Have
Val.
a great year of 29. Can you believe
Clink.
it? Our gal Val is 29. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. She still looks...
11.
Well, do we have a picture of her?
Oh,
this is probably when she was 11. Who knows? There she is. Look at Val. I actually, this is the one I used for her birthday post for our social media, Instagram, Facebook. By the way, we're leaving Twitter. Don't expect to see us on Twitter anymore. We're done with Twitter.
I'm doubling down on Twitter.
I'm gonna look.
I'm
gonna look for some other options, but mostly I don't really post. I don't get any. The last mention we had on Twitter was 2020 Funnyrama, John Tass. So I mean, I don't know who's following us on Twitter, but we're out. Anyway, this is the picture I used of Val on her social media, and what I did was I went and I looked up the comics that were on the shelf because to place the timing.
The timing.
Of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
what do we see here?
There's the one comic
Jupiter's Legacy.
Yes.
East of West.
That's what stuck out to me. I looked at East of West comic up.
Ghosted. Not familiar with that. Some image book called Ghosted.
Yeah. But I love looking at old pictures inside of Funny Books because of the shelves.
Right. It's
Funny Ramacana. It's like Americana, but with funny books. Funny Ramacana. Maybe that's a new thing.
It's really hard to say.
So, I look at these old pictures. So, anyway, the cool thing about East of West, I looked it up just because that's the one I noticed, and I found out, you know who drew East of West? He's an artist who is currently drawing the biggest book at Funny Books.
Nick
Dragata.
Nick Dragata, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, unbelievable. It's Nick Dragata is drawing, and Hickman wrote it. Yeah. I'm sure that they're working on a compendium to that because, these softcover compendiums are the thing right now, and that would be a good one. Manhattan Projects also would be awesome.
Oh, that's seriously so good.
So anyway, this is from 2013. So
2013.
It is now 2024. This is probably the summer of it's like July. So, Val is, what is that? How many years ago is that? About 11 years ago. So that would put her at around like 17.
Something like that. 16, 17 in this picture. And we have some other photos.
What do we have? Oh.
You and Val?
Yes.
Costuming up?
Yes. So me and Val, well, let's just talk about Val first. Val had a long run here as Funny Books Gal Val, like a decade, right?
Yeah.
Because even after she started early in high school, the first comic she came in here looking for was Sandman.
Good choice. Good choice.
Right away I was like, that's pretty cool. And Valerie is super cool. So she
has a rhymeable name, Gal Val.
Gal Val. It really did take its own form, that nickname for her. Then when she went to TC&J, she would come back here, sometimes and continue working. And of course, when she came back for the summer, she would work. So she had a very long run before she finally landed her first job as an art teacher. And she recently moved to another school, and she got the job she wanted, which is a high school art teacher.
Yeah.
And she's been doing that for a couple years now in a great school, and I'm really happy for Val. She's awesome. And actually, she's not only an art teacher, Val is an artist herself. And recently she has done some artwork, which is really encouraging. I always like to see artwork done by the people I know that are artists.
Do you know anybody like that?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Val?
Val is producing some artwork. maybe the artists of Action Pickle Kingdom.
Never heard of them.
Would like to illustrate something.
Never heard of them.
So yeah. So and you know what? Something.
I think we need to talk about these costumes.
Okay. Let's talk about these costumes.
You guys look fantastic.
We still on little. We could have gone to us, I guess, during that.
Well, I never know how long you're going to go for.
I guess so. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So yeah, Valerie and I cosplayed together as a couple duos.
Yeah, we have Surf's Up Batman.
Yes.
And Robin.
Swimming challenged Robin.
Swimming challenged Robin.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, and we won first prize at ToyCon, New Jersey, which we've talked about on Sunday before.
And then as Silver Surfer and what's her face?
Dawn.
Dawn, yes.
Dawn, yes. That is us on the ferry on our way to New York Comic Con, where I brought a full-size surfboard and dressed like a total fool. And it was crazy.
And listen, I don't want to give any spoilers, but this is not the last photo of Steve as the Silver Surfer that you will see today.
But I do not think I will ever reprise that role of the Silver Surfer. I just don't see myself doing that anymore. But yeah, so this is Dan Slott and Mike Allred's.
Yeah,
Silver
what a
Surfer.
Great series.
Oh, that was a great run.
So good.
And Surfer and Dawn, I guess they had a similar relationship to me and Val. We're just good friends and traveling companions.
You are known for traveling the spaceways.
Yes, she's my band buddy. So we've gone to see a lot of bands together, and I got to talk to Val last night for her birthday. Yeah, so those are two of our duos. We had a really good run as the Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
you can see my Adam West face in that picture.
Yeah, you and Adam West next to each other.
Yeah.
Aren't necessary. I wouldn't say you guys are necessarily like twin,
right?
Ish.
Yeah.
But you Batman and Adam West Batman.
Yes.
Like apparently this part of your face.
Yes, I have Adam West face.
You have Adam West's lower half face.
I do. And Swimming Challenge Robin is kind of appropriate because Val is not the best swimmer. Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at this.
Okay. Now we talked about other Funny Books ensembles last week. That's why I was going to say there's a little carryover to this week.
So, yeah, you have Steve as Captain America, Jade as the Winter Soldier. Is that Kevin as Spider-Man?
That is Kevin as Spider-Man. Yep.
And Val as a terrible character who's just babysitting a trademark.
That is the Marvel Captain Marvel. Let's call her that. All
if
right.
you want to.
So, yeah, Val had a good run as Captain Marvel. Also, Anna.
The hero formerly known as Ms. Marvel.
Was she Ms. Marvel?
For like 40
Oh, that's
50
right.
years.
Black costume with the lightning bolt. Was she Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. And, oh, man, I don't want to get into the whole binary rogue.
She was also binary, yeah.
She was?
Yeah.
She was binary, yeah. It was kind of messy. Also, Anna took over the role of Captain Marvel here in the recent Memorial Day parades. So here's to Gal Val. Funny Books Gal Val. Have a great year. Happy birthday.
Not really sponsored by Yoo-Hoo.
Not really sponsored by Yoo-Hoo. How awesome is this Yoo-Hoo?
That's a good Yoo-Hoo.
These are still Funny-Rama Yoo-Hoos, by the way.
Of course it is.
Oh, my God. I got to have another Funny-Rama.
The best part about Funny-Rama is the 3 months following Funny-Rama where we still have a ton of Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah, when I was buying the Yoo-Hoo for Funny-Rama, I was like, I'm just going to buy a lot extra. I'll drink it. I'll drink it on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was our tribute to Val. And I guess we can move on to... one more thing. This is Val related. So I was going to text her this morning to ask her what the deal is with this thing. But because I remember I came back from a Florida vacation. This must be when Val was working here and you guys were all watching the store for me. And I came in...
And it's still here.
Yes, I came in from an airport run like late at night, and I came in here to check on the store. Just see if everything was okay. And I had to use the bathroom. So I went into the Funny Books bathroom, and this thing was on the toilet bowl, standing on the toilet bowl. This thing, it is the thing.
Yes.
And I had never seen it before. You know? It scared the crap out of me.
Do you know how many times I've been scared by this thing?
This thing?
Yes.
So apparently Val brought this in from somewhere. I want to say Florida. I don't know why. But, or like, I don't know. I got to ask her and get to the bottom of this. But this was waiting for us, and it's been part of the store ever since. It's always been in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right? Somewhere in the bathroom. But I always take it out for ZUNDAY, and I, for some reason, it's a prop of ZUNDAY. It is the Michael Chiklis
thing, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's gigantic. Look at this.
It's a really large
Look
figure.
at this thing. It's bigger than mini books.
It's bigger than our big Galactus figure.
It is bigger than our big Galactus, which is kind of... Our Galactus is actually to scale to mini books. Here, check this out.
Galactus is not to scale. Do you know how big Galactus is?
Well, I mean, he's to scale if he's a regular person size.
And he's not to Galactus scale.
Well, he could be regular person size. The Watcher becomes regular person size sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't
Look, he's perfect. His top of his hat can't fit through the door.
Yeah. But that's always been Galactus's biggest problem. His pointy things.
Oh, I thought you said they couldn't fit inside funny books.
No, he can't fit through a lot of doors because of his pointy things.
I just actually put him together. I found like pieces that were missing, and I have everything.
I did this drawing when I was little, where it was Galactus without his helmet on.
I have that drawing.
Do you?
Yeah.
And his ears are in the shape of the pointy things.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to always call it his hat.
Yeah.
Right? Galactus's hat when he takes his hat off. Well, they've done that in, like, I'm sure Scotty Young has done something along those lines.
I don't think so. I think that's the only drawing.
They've never shown Galactus without his hat on?
Not that I'm aware of.
They've had to.
They may have shown him, and I wouldn't be able to name this, but, like, they may have, like, flashback to, like, his early existence before he was the Devourer of Worlds and he didn't wear, like, that whole thing.
I'm going to do
a
story.
They've never shown, that I'm aware of, current giant Devourer of Worlds Galactus without his hat on.
Well, do they ever show him going shopping for hats?
They should.
Hey, Dottie, say hi to everybody. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. She was in here with me setting up. I'm not getting any Action Figure Kingdom done with her in the house. I just can't. She's constantly wants attention. Jumps up and pats me on the head to get attention. But I am going to start probably tonight. Action Figure Kingdom 17. I'm going to start it tonight. I'm excited to do it. So yeah, you're staying with us, huh? This is cool. So let's do the next segment, which we could segue right into the next slideshow.
Ah, yeah. So, do you have anything you need to say about it?
Oh, yeah. Well, we did touch this season on, and since this is the pre-planned season finale.
No, totally planned.
We did touch on me meeting comic book creators this season.
Yes.
I famously met 3 biggies.
Yeah, this was a good Comic-Con for meeting people.
Oh my God, look at that. Look at that array of Todd McFarlane, Jeff Smith, and Scott McCloud. I mean,
it's completely preposterous and unfair that Steve got to meet Jeff Smith.
Yes. Because Ziggy has it's been a Bone fan forever. It's kind of like that might be part of the Funny Book show, which we should talk about next season.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because what are the chances I meet Jeff Smith? And he's the surprise guest, so that was the whole thing. If we would have known he would have been there, you would have gone.
Oh, I would have been.
And then you would have embarrassed yourself completely.
Gladly.
Like me and Garth Ennis. Yes. We'll save that story for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have a picture of me and Garth Ennis, because when I met him, I forgot to take a picture. I was too busy talking for so long that he finally dismissed himself to go to the bathroom. And I never got the picture. Now, but these aren't the only big-time comic book people I have met.
Yeah.
And I have prepared
Not
some other
including
ones.
Garth Ennis, who we have no evidence
I don't have evidence yet. And there we go. There's the tie-in.
There's the tie-in, yep.
Mm-hmm.
There is Silver Surfer with Jim Starlin.
Yes, that is me and Jim Starlin at the Baltimore Comic-Con. as the Silver Surfer. Now, I want to say I went to this Comic-Con with Aaron for some reason. Because...
You went to the Baltimore Comic-Con a time other than when we were set up?
I want to say that I went there with Aaron because I remember taking pictures in the lobby and stuff. And I'll have to confirm this with her. Maybe you were staying at another hotel or something.
Well, if I wasn't set up with you, I was probably staying with Brett.
I generally don't dress up as the Silver Surfer.
Right. That's why I'm surprised you were at Baltimore at all.
I was Baltimore. I was Silver Surfer.
I was Baltimore.
I was Silver Surfer at a Baltimore Comic-Con because I remember taking pictures by their
Right.
fountains and stuff. Like I put the board up like I was
Yeah.
surfing. And this was the time of Veronica Armour Iron Man. You know, big Hulkbuster.
Veronica
Doesn't he
Armour?
say release Veronica when he
Oh.
is Hulkbuster?
Right. Well, in the movie.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the reason is, you know why he calls it Veronica?
No.
Because it's specifically to fight the Hulk, and the Hulk's girlfriend is Betty Ross.
Get out. Is that why it's Veronica?
Yeah. Betty and Veronica.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
It's because it's Betty is his girlfriend.
You don't have time to draw Action Pickle Kingdom?
This is the anti-Betty,
I guess so.
which would be Veronica.
I never knew why it was called Veronica. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Now I can die happy that I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But that's specifically, that was never an era, the Hulkbuster armor. It's a specific armor. He never...
Well, no, when it was in the movie, that's when I was at Baltimore Comic-Con because there was a big guy
there was a guy dressed
cosplayed as
Right.
it. I remember him coming down the hallway like from really far away and everyone's like, "What the hell is that?" And a giant Hulkbuster armor. I'm sure I got a picture of it. Maybe we could do it. But that's Jim Starlin.
Yeah.
He looks horrified of me. And I eventually met him.
Is this before or after the first of many times
that we met Jim Starlin?
that we've asked him how to pronounce Magus?
Yeah, it's almost
Magus.
like it's almost like a
All right.
comedy.
Just wait, hold on. We have to explain this.
We did. We
Did we?
We talked about this.
Did we talk about
Yes,
this?
we did
Okay.
it on a Sunday.
All
Yes. We didn't talk about how he walked into a wall. We saw him walking down he probably saw me coming. He darted to the left and like parted two curtains and there was
Yeah.
a wall behind it.
Yeah.
He walked into the wall.
He thought there was more place to walk beyond the curtain. Just...
It's not funny.
And then
We're spending
we
the whole
were-
time on closed caption.
that's fine.
Or
It's
not
closed-
closed caption, picture in picture.
We can show whatever we want.
Okay.
There's no rules.
Spit it out.
The guy we were talking to.
Yes, it was Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, the Aftershock guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, did he just walk into a wall?
yeah. Yep. Mhm.
I guess he did.
Back in the
let's
good
see.
old days of Aftershock.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. Listen, this is equal to the Todd McFarlane picture. That's me and Jim Lee.
Mr. James Lee.
All right, so we got Todd McFarlane, Jeff Smith, Scott McCloud, Jim Starlin, and now Jim Lee. It's pretty good.
You should get pictures with all the image founders.
Liefeld should be next.
You should get Layfield. You should get Will Spertatio
And Eric Larson.
and Eric Larson.
And Mark Silvestri.
And Jim Valentino.
Oh, and Jim Valentino. Yeah. Well, maybe I will do that. I have two of them.
That's a good and a good goal.
Well, I have the two hardest ones already.
Right.
You know, when you're collecting things, like the hardest ones to get are Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane. I should easily be able to get a picture with Rob Liefeld. He might charge me.
Probably.
Yeah. I should charge him
Actually,
too.
I think Jim Valentino would probably be the hardest because I don't think he's ever at shows. I've never seen him.
Have you ever seen Jeff Smith at a show? I got a picture with him.
He's not an image founder. And I have seen Jeff Smith at a show.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think you did that.
I mean, he's not at every show.
Yeah.
I remember.
I like to think that he's not at any shows. You could only meet him at an exclusive party at Scholastic headquarters.
When the Bone 1 volume edition first came out, right? He did a show. He
You
had
could put us back.
a tower. A tower of them. Of these one volume editions.
Yeah.
It was like just released.
Yes.
And it was like they set it up where each layer was a little bit offset.
Yes.
So it was like this big
Oh,
twisty
yeah,
tower.
yeah, cool.
It was there was a ton of them.
Yeah, nice. Color or black and white?
The original one was black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So this go back to
Jim Lee.
yeah, because we didn't say where we met him.
This was at a retailer roadshow
At DC headquarters in Manhattan.
at somewhere in. I don't know if did they do it at the headquarters. They might have been.
Yeah,
at
it was
headquarters.
at the DC offices.
Okay.
In Manhattan. And yeah, it was like a retailer event, and now DC is in LA.
Yeah, the retailer roadshow where the first of numerous times that you and I have gotten booed
By other retailers.
by other retailers.
Yeah, yes, by other retailers. We are famously booed all the time, or just like, argued with
Yes.
from other retailers.
Yeah, they don't like our ideas because it acknowledges that things change over time.
Maybe, yeah. That particular time, was that the Omega? That was
No, that was the hardcover, softcover at the same time.
Oh
too,
yeah, which they now do.
which they now do.
Yes. So that way back then we were having that argument, hardcover, softcover.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that brought on a boo. And then later on, at another roadshow, I got booed for suggesting that DC put the digital codes in their books the way Marvel does.
Right. And I got booed for suggesting. Oh no, maybe I got applauded for suggesting that Omega's issues should not have a number 1 on them. I think I got applauded for that.
Right.
I got applauded.
Oh, that was at a Marvel.
Yes.
That was at a Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, why does an Omega issue have a number 1? It's ridiculous. And I got applause. So tide is changing.
Listen, give it time. You'll find a new reason to get booed.
Yes. So who's next now? Listen, this next one, incredible. That is Funny Steve, your man Funny Steve, and Ed Brubaker,
Ed Brubaker.
the best writer
holding
in comics.
a Captain America omnibus.
Yes, he is. And that is from Emerald City Comic Con. When you and I went to Emerald City
Yes.
Comic Con in Seattle. We went a couple times, I want to say, to Emerald City.
Once.
I went more than once. You might have gone once.
I don't think you did the show more than once. You probably just went there to visit Chris.
Well, the thing I remember about that show, I remember a couple things. First of all, I remember Bravest Warriors and Adventure Time were huge because there were tons of people walking around like Bravest Warriors, and I had no idea what
it
anyone was. No, I was like, what are all these things? There were a lot of fins.
A lot of fins.
And
well, Finn's an easy costume.
Fins and easy. That's kind of like when we went to Baltimore the one year. Everyone was Rick and Morty.
Right.
Remember that?
And then we went to Baltimore the one year, and everybody was just wearing a Star-Lord jacket. That was everybody's costume. A Star-Lord jacket.
Yeah, and then like you go to New York Comic Con and everyone's Fat Thor. Those are easy costumes,
Well, I don't
A robe and sunglasses if you're a big guy, with long hair.
Oh, that Thor. That particular Thor.
Yeah, that Thor.
Yeah.
Like you said, Rick's a lab
Big
coat.
Lebowski Thor. That's what I call it.
Oh, Big Lebowski Thor, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick with the lab coat, that's easy.
Yeah.
Was it Finn? Finn is the one with
Finn.
the hat?
Yeah, you just get the hat.
Yeah.
Because he's a human.
And there were Bravest Warriors, and I think Steven Universe, like all 3 of those were around that same time.
Yeah.
And we, my buddy Chris, out in Seattle, we went out. I think I stayed with him a little bit, but then towards the con, we got hotel rooms. And I think you flew in, and I was staying with Chris, and I got a different hotel room.
Yeah.
And I have to tell this story about the hotel
course.
room. So
Before you do,
yes.
I just want to acknowledge Angel Cabrera,
oh,
who mentioned that he also has a pic with Jim Starlin that he took at New York Comic Con.
nice.
But he didn't dress up for the occasion like you did, he says.
He'd make a great surfer. He's kind of got that chiseled look and everything, Pretty sure he's, I think he could be a good surfer.
Is he shiny?
You could put us back up.
All right.
He's very polished, Angel Cabrera. Yeah, so this is the story that I thought of about this Emerald City Comic Con. So I got reservations to stay at Hotel Seattle.
Right.
And I don't know how I found this place. But after the con, after the first day at the con, this is when I was going to be staying there, and I walked there, and looking back even, there was a creepy guy walking that I kept seeing. He was like long black coat.
Was it Blade?
Listen, I don't know what his story was.
Was he a vampire?
But we were far enough away from the Comic Con. I didn't think he was from the con.
Right.
Just some weird guy, and he was just he creeped me out. And then I go to this Hotel Seattle, which was kind of far away from where the con in the center of town was. It was kind of a long walk. It was almost by the water. And I remember it was really blustery and like Seattle blustery, dark and cloudy and blustery and
say blustery again.
And blustery. And that guy's coat was like, in the
billowing.
It was scary. So anyway, I get to Hotel Seattle. Talk about scary. This was an old ass hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And I get my key. And I get in the elevator, and it's slow as shit.
And it was a key, right? It
was a key.
It was an actual key.
Yeah. And I go to the elevator, and it goes all the way to the very top of this hotel. And you get out, and there's only 3 rooms. 3 doors. And I'm like, wow, this is weird, And I open my door, and it's a small room, and the window is wide open to my room. And it's a gigantic window. It's huge. And so I'm like, I go over, and we are like 20 stories up, and I'm trying to shut this window, and I can't shut the window.
Yeah.
Can't get it shut. And I was already freaked out. And I was like, I'm going to get up in the middle of the night and fall out this window. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or, somehow I'm falling out this window. I don't know how, but I'm going out this window. I can't. It was like this tall,
Whether you do it by accident, on purpose, or as a result of someone else.
Yeah, I'm going to trip over something and fall out the window. I'm going out this. I just responsibly. I think of my mom, and to be responsible for my mom, I can't stay in this room. It's irresponsible.
Yes.
So I call Ziggy, who's staying at, I think, the Marriott.
I don't remember. It was a Marriott or a Hilton, but whatever it was right across the street from the convention center.
Yes, right across the street from the convention center. And I call Ziggy, and I'm like, I'm scared to stay in my room. Can I stay with you tonight?
Yeah, and I think I had a 2-bed room.
You had a 2-bed room?
I had double queens.
Yep, double queens.
All to myself.
So I now have to explain my way out of this hotel so they don't charge me.
Right.
And I think I was completely honest with them. I think I said I'm too scared to stay here. I'm a terrible liar.
It's a good way to get out of it.
Yeah, I got out of it. She was like, okay. You I was like, I can't stay here. I'm gonna die. So then I walk all the way back, and I go to Ziggy's hotel.
Go on.
And so Ziggy opens the door and greets me in the robe that comes with the hotel.
I'm wearing this is the first time in my life I've ever had a hotel room. You see them on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody gets a hotel on TV,
they have a robe. Yeah.
I've never been in a hotel that gave you a robe. This one gave you a robe.
Yeah.
And so I immediately put it on. I decided.
You mean before I was even coming over? You were walking around in the robe.
Whenever I'm in this room, I'm going to be in this robe.
Yeah.
Because when is this going to happen again?
Right.
I've never had a robe hotel before this.
Yeah.
Who knows when I'm going to have one after this?
It's so funny because I'm scared and Ziggy's like, hello, come on in his robe. Right? And then that might be the first night I ever experienced the Ziggy snoring. I'm not sure. But, you know, might be. I might have been regretting that move at some point that night with the Ziggy snoring. So, yeah, that's my Seattle story. And we visited my friend Chris
But
Daly.
we were sat like 2 people down from Ed Brubaker.
Right. And actually right next to David Finch.
Yeah.
David Finch was like sitting next to me. That guy was amazing. So this is like I think one of the first cons we did.
I remember right next to us originally on the it was Finch and then like us.
Yeah.
And then originally it was like I think it was Mike Oeming, and then it was Brubaker, and then Oeming was like, I'm between Finch and Brubaker. No one's ever going to be able to get to my table.
Yeah.
And he moved.
Yeah.
You know?
Was he an arm wrestler, Oeming? Was he the one who arm wrestled people?
He might have. I mean, he certainly had the arms for it.
Yeah.
But
I remember that was going on at one of the...
Yeah.
It was either him or Bendis. Bendis doesn't arm wrestle people, does he?
I would say just looking at the two of them, I would say if it's one of them, it would be Oeming.
Okay.
But but I just remember him packing up his stuff, and I was like, "Where are you going?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you kidding me? With these 2 lines?
Yeah.
No one's ever gonna get to my table."
And you're a pretty big Oeming fan.
Yeah. I mean, we my friend Nick, who colored Operation Pajama Pants,
Yes.
was coloring Powers and coloring most of what Mike worked on the time. So I knew him.
Yeah.
You know, we ended up we hung out a bunch, and
Yeah.
I frequented his message board at the time.
Right, I remember that.
And
so Finch sat next to us, and Finch, I was just amazed. That guy sat there all day, never took a break. Granted, I took breaks because I was bored at certain points. You know, no one's coming over by me. But that guy had a smile on his face all day. He really impressed me. I was like, that's a pro. That's a pro right there.
yeah.
Just and what a talented artist Finch is.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's incredible. And then Brubaker was next to him. I got this great picture with him, and of course everyone who shops at Funny Books knows that Brubaker is my favorite writer. He's our favorite writer.
There's nothing I like more than recommending Brubaker books.
It's very easy to recommend a Brubaker book, and this is some people we go through what people buy here and why, and one of the reasons, one of the ways people shop is by writer.
Yeah.
So if you like Brubaker, there's a whole library of Brubaker books. They're all great. And there's more coming, because they're not only are they doing new material, but they're repackaging the old material in different forms. They're going to do the Kill or Be Killed compendium now. It's going to be great. Yeah.
Good.
And then the other writer I'd like to mention, we have a little bit of time, but we will be ending early, is Tinian at New York.
Tynion.
Tynian? Okay, so...
It's either Tynan or Tynion.
Yeah.
I think it's Tynan. James Tynan the fourth? Third? Fourth?
I'm not sure.
James...
No. It's the 4th?
I want to say the 4th.
I'm not sure. So he did a presentation at New York Comic Con. I was pretty impressed by it.
But that's why his company...
is Tiny Onion.
Tiny Onion.
It's like Superb Owl.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
James Tynan.
Yeah, so his... he had a good presentation. He really stressed long-form storytelling, which is basically series that run for a long time, as opposed to, miniseries and stuff.
Yeah.
He seemed to really be adamant about, we're doing long-form stories, and that's the way it is. So we are restocking everything he's done. We have these really cool Department of Truth omnibuses now that are awesome. We've restocked all the soft covers. Department of Truth is his big conspiracy theory book, and it's drawn by Martin Simmons, who they work together on the Dracula hardcover as well. We have extra Dracula.
Should I tell him the idea I had for a new comic?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The dentist comic book?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. My idea is for a new dentist-focused comic called Department of Tooth.
I see.
Department of Tooth.
Department of Tooth. Stupider ideas have worked. Why not? I'm sure he could write it. So other things, believe it or not, we are restocking World Tree graphic novels now.
What book?
W0RLDTR backwards 3.
It's with 0 through 33.
If that's what you want to call it. Listen.
With 0 world.
I think that's why that book got off to a bad start here. Ziggy and I hated the name of this. The way they spelled it. World Tree is spelled W0 with a line through it.
Yeah.
0. RLDTR backwards 3.
Well, no. Forward 3 forward.
Oh, forward.
It's a backwards E because it's a 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's TR33.
Yeah.
So, but see, I don't mind it on the book. I think the logo is really cool looking.
Yeah, it's the data.
It's on a computer.
Yeah.
You can't search the word World Tree.
Yeah.
You have to search the word
You do.
with 0 or
You
old
do.
33.
You do have to type it the way that it's spelled.
And I think that's like the name of the book officially on paper.
Yeah. Should be World Tree.
Should be World Tree, and then the logo could be whatever they want.
I agree. 100%. I'm down. And I will talk to James Tinian and see if he agrees.
Tynan.
And also he does one of the distillery books.
Right.
Something is Killing the Children, obvious, right?
Huge.
But we're having a hard time getting volume 1s of that for weeks now.
He does stuff for DC. Dead People by the Sea.
Nice House on the
Nice
Lake.
House on the Lake.
That's all coming in this week.
Nice House by the Sea.
We're restocking all that. By the way, this week's going to be a big restock graphic novel week. We're getting Public Domain, Radiant Black. We're getting everything by Tinian. All that stuff that we saw at the con that we liked, those orders are coming in this week.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited about it. We already have a great selection, but it's going to be even more banging. Yes. All right. That's it. Look, it's 10-2. We have time to clean up. Oh, we're sideways? Come on by and get a orange Funny Books t-shirt. These are great shirts. I can't tell you how much I love my orange Funny Books shirt. And if you're not so, if you don't want to be noticed so much, the black is cool too. Right? $18 for the shirt. We have XX, XL, large, and mediums. And that's it. So, I guess, yep, there's Dottie. That's great, Zig. So, Zunday will return in December.
Yeah.
How about that? So, this is my last chance to plug Small Business Saturday on Zunday.
So, real quick, since this is the season finale, how are your feelings about season 2 of Zunday?
Oh, I think it was good. Sometimes I mumble, my mother said, and she can't understand me. We need subtitles.
Well, I don't know if you could do it on a live stream.
Yeah.
But I think YouTube can auto subtitle videos.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
But I don't know if you can do it on a live stream.
I'd like to see that.
It's up to but it's not on us.
Yeah.
It's up to the viewer to turn them on.
No, I'm excited about Zunday. I meant to look at the views last week. Our biggest view Zunday was the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of post promotion of that Zunday. But yeah, we got a bunch of views. Nice egg. I really had a good time. I mean, Funnyrama was this season. New York Comic Con was this season.
Yeah.
There was a lot to talk about. And we've kind of evolved it. We haven't done next Wednesday or last call in a couple weeks.
Because we're too busy talking about other stuff.
There's other stuff going on.
Yeah.
And so I'm cool.
I'm going to say this. I don't know what it's going to be. But there will be something different about season 3 of Zunday than season 2.
Well, there has to be something different, Yeah, I mean, this is all organic to me. I mean, so one of the fun things for me about Zunday has been coming in here on Sunday morning with Dottie and getting all the stuff out and setting it up. I listen to music. In fact, I filmed a setup that we can speed up and show at one Zunday. Mm-hmm. And it's fun setting up a stage to do a show from. And then writing the show is fun for me, coming up with the topics of the show. And it's just the way it organically works out. It's fun to do. So, and thank you for watching. If you are watching, we have enough views for me to be happy about it. I'm not trying to monetize anything. This is more for Funny Books and to add something new this year. I want to do some new things.
Add to the Funny Books experience?
Yeah, I'd like to do another show. I would like to add a show. midweek, probably. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Whatever the other show we do, or whatever the other show is done,
Yeah.
is not going to have the letter Z in the title.
No, I do think Thursday is a good show. You know,
I think Thirk Day is better.
There's no such thing as Thirk Day.
Thirk Day.
That's pretty good.
Do you know what Thirk Day is?
Kevin. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, you know, I would like to say, I thought of this morning, and maybe we could do something on him in the next season. Kid Kirby.
Kid Kirby.
He's great. Really, really doing a great job for us. We miss Anna. That's for damn sure. But Kid Kirby has done a really good job. I'm really happy about his performance here.
Go Kid Kirby.
Go Kid Kirby.
Quick bonus Yoo-hoo toast to Kid Kirby.
Well, I'm almost out of Yoo-hoo, but here's to Kid Kirby. He's a funny kid.
Kirby.
All right. Thank you for turning your Sunday into Zunday.